Remember when Steve G told us that BK's cell phone was so close to the 1122 King Road home that it touched the Wi-Fi? What did he mean by that? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Swamp Rose, and this video features adult content. It is for research, criticism, reaction, and commentary. Please do your own research and form your own opinions. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and I would also love for you to comment your thoughts below. And if you'd like to leave a comment and you just don't know what to say, try commenting your favorite true crime hashtag and starting a conversation with the community. So with that, let's go ahead and begin our story today. So as I was saying in the introduction, we all remember Steve G telling us that BK's phone was so close to the 1122 King Road home that it touched its Wi-Fi. And we all kind of wondered what he meant by that. And even furthermore, we kind of wondered where he got that information. So the story I'm about to show you comes from Mikey S., and the accompanying soundbite comes from BK's first appearance in the Idaho court. There were reports that Steve G had received the date stamps and locations of BK's phone on those 12 times, those 12 pings, and were comparing the dates to see how he watched them and the places the victims might have been. So in this soundbite, Dr. Phil is asking Bryan Enton what it must be like for the families inside of those hearings. And Bryan Enton's answer was extremely interesting. I'll let you hear it for yourself.
Olivia, say it, Dr. Phil. They don't want people to judge that roommate right now, saying that no one was in her shoes and no one knows exactly how they would have reacted in that situation.
Well, I couldn't agree more. And if they believe this is the right person, they have to envision this monster of a perpetrator being on top of their beautiful, innocent, sweet daughter with a horrific weapon in their hand, stabbing her to death, and then sitting 5 feet away from that person. How did they do that? How did they look at this individual?
I mean, they're an incredibly strong family. I can say that. I've been talking to them since the beginning of all of this because we've been on the ground here in Idaho. And I think this is probably the most challenging part. I mean, Kaylee's mom, Christy, was visibly emotional during the whole thing. I think one thing that they're having a really hard time with is when you go through that affidavit, and you mentioned it, all the cell phone pings and the timestamps and the 12 times police say that Kohberger was outside this house behind me before the murders. The family is going back and looking at text messages and phone calls that they had with Kaylee talking about baking recipes. And they were on the phone with her during some of those times when Kohberger is accused of stalking the house. And that's been really, really hard for them, matching up those happy times with Kaylee with knowing that, according to police, Kohberger may have been right outside.
So I just wanted to let you hear it first before I started interjecting my thoughts in. So did you hear what I heard? Did you hear Bryan Enton saying that they were looking at different dates and different times when BK was around the 1122 King Road home? I mean, to such a specific extent, they remember a date where they were on the phone with Kaylee talking about recipes. How did they know that? And let me show this to you. So I went back and looked. So the pings are referenced in this affidavit on page 16, and I'm just going to read this highlighted part to you. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received historical records for the 8558 phone from AT&T from the time the account was opened in June 2022. After consulting with CAST SA, I was able to determine and estimate the locations for the 8458 phone from June 22nd to present, the time period authorized by the court. The records for the 8458 phone showed that the 8458 phone utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to the area of the 1122 King Road home on at least 12 occasions prior to November 13th, 2022. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening to early morning hours of their specific days. And so this is below that is the only specific time and date referenced. It's just one. And it says, on one occasion, August 21st, 2022, at 8458, the phone utilized cellular resources, providing coverage to the King Road residents from approximately 10:34 to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by the Latah County Sheriff's Department, CPL Duke, as mentioned above. The 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time, and that's for Farm Road and Pullman Highway. So I could be mistaken. If you know of another place where they reference the pings, let me know, please. Comment below. But this is the only one I know of. And it appears Bryan Anton was talking about multiple pings. He said multiple days. Also, let me be very, very clear. I have a lot of respect for law enforcement. I'm not 100% sure what this means. I certainly have heard of the parents of victims often sometime being told details about the case the general public doesn't know. I don't know if there's necessarily anything wrong with that either. Maybe this information was obtained by the private investigator. What do you think? What's your opinion? So do you think there were lines crossed here? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you again to Mikey S. for the awesome story you dug up here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.